Welcome to the Never Seen It podcast, the only podcast called Never Seen It that's worth listening to. Tonight, as always, I start with Arnold and I end with Arnold. It's an Arnold sandwich. Arnold, speaking of which, what are you eating tonight besides coconut water?
Tonight, I have some pupusas on the way. You ever had some pupusas?
I love me some pupusas. Oh,
yeah.
Don't make that dirty. Don't make pupusas dirty.
Oh, it's so anyway. Delicious. With a little, you toss a little bit of that salad and you put it on top.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with some salsa or some hot sauce. Yeah, you gotta blow on it like that too.
Yeah.
That's going on the socials. Arnie the One Man Party, aka Arnold Callego, with us tonight. Mr. Daily Dares, aka Filipino Grigio, aka Alex Callego, the brothers Callego. Mr. Donnie Appleseed, aka Donnie Guzman, the cousins Callego. Although technically you're not a Callego, but it still works, so you guys are cousins, so I'm gonna keep it that way. And Mr. Ghost Nerd 88, aka Mr. Justin Holden. And then there's me, Boots Too Big, aka Adrian De La Torre. And tonight, we're discussing the 2007 Wes Anderson movie, The Darjeeling Limited.
Is that my belt? Can I borrow it?
Three American brothers who have not spoken to each other in a year set off on a train voyage across India with a plan to find themselves and bond with each other, to become brothers again like they used to be. Their spiritual quest, however, veers rapidly off course or off track due to events involving over-the-counter painkillers, Indian cough syrup, and pepper spray. And that is the 2007 film Darjeeling Limited by Wes Anderson. I have never seen it. Who else here has never seen it besides me? Who picked it? Was this whose movie was this actually?
I think this is mine.
It was your.
Oh,
nice.
Unless somebody else picked it. Also,
it wasn't me.
I thought it was Ali.
No, it was you, Don.
I mean, Filipino Grigio's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, why did you pick this movie? Curious.
Well, it was just one of those movies that stood out to me. I haven't seen it in like 20 years almost. Like, when did it come out? 2007. It's been a long time. So I saw it when it first came out.
2010. I think
2010.
Was it 2010?
Okay.
No, 2007. I have
2007?
the letterbox pulled up. Yeah.
Yes, this is like my
came out.
probably was it? Oh,
No, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say this is probably like my third Wes Anderson movie. First being Rushmore, and then I saw Royal Tenenbaums, and then this one. But when I saw this one, it was like I was really able to pick up on his like unique style of shooting, and so I became a fan of Wes Anderson after seeing this one. During the time frame that I watched it, I was also really into photography. I was starting to dive deep into it, and so a lot of it kind of resonated with me with his shooting style. Like he uses a lot of symmetrical compositions, very controlled color palettes in his movies that you could see from like even Royal Tenenbaum and Rushmore, but more so in this movie. And even like the tracking shots. So I know in photography you don't really have tracking shots, but if you take one of his tracking shots and you paused it, you could see how it's set up and composed. And I actually like to do some of my shots like that, where you leave a lot of space in front of the subject, and it just allows the picture to breathe, or allows the photo to breathe and tell a story. And he does that a lot via film, but it resonates with me from the photography side of it. So
He has a very
great
sort of-
storyline, but it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. He has a very signature style of how he likes to film his movies. I feel like it's developed more and more over the years. From obviously between 2007 and now, that's a long time, and he's really honed in on that signature style of his.
Definitely.
It wasn't as pronounced in this movie, but I still think it works.
I was going to say the same thing.
If you look at Tenenbaums,
the color palette wasn't as like super drastic or vibrant, but they still were.
it's still there.
It's just
still
more
evident,
of a.
right?
It was just kind of like a natural, like the colors that popped were like almost natural. Like when the ticket, the guy who takes the tickets, he was wearing a really bright green suit, but it wasn't like he was trying really hard to make it. This guy's wearing a bright green suit. It was like, oh, that's what he would normally wear, you know. And in that country too, they a lot of those kinds of colors do pop.
Mm-hmm. He does really good with contrasting. Like if you look back even at Rushmore, when the main character is standing on stage against the red drapes, he's wearing like a bright green suit, right? It's like it doesn't stand out, but it's very like those colors definitely go together when you look at the color wheel. and he's really good at like sticking to stuff like that.
Hey, Donald.
Yeah.
Was this around the time? I remember you told me the story when you were getting into photography, and then it was around the time when people were buying a lot of like storage units, and then you came up on one, and it had good cameras. Was this around that time?
It had a lot of like filters and stuff. So I was playing around with, and I'm talking about filters that you screw onto the lens. So you know how a lot of people utilize filters like an app now.
Fisheye lens.
Yeah, even if you want like a starry effect, you screw on this filter that makes lights like create a star and certain spots.
Like a brown starfish.
So it's kind of. I feel like you aren't. If you guys are fans of wrestling, you guys would know that, because I feel like back in the 80s and 90s, you saw that star filter they used all the time.
Yeah, you do see that a lot. Yeah.
How do I know that? I don't even watch wrestling. What the hell?
A starfish filter.
It's
star filter.
It's a starburst.
Oh, starburst.
Starburst. That's what it's called. Yeah,
starfish.
that's actually what it's called. I forgot what it was called. Yeah.
Starburst. Very famous in video nerd circles. So so Arnold, I want to start with you again, because I know you also haven't seen it. What was your perception of this movie before you watched it, Arnold?
I did. I was like, let's see, Darjeeling. Is this a movie about the making of Darjeeling tea? It's one of my most favorite teas. It's got a strong flavor, very dark. But I kind of got to be in the mood for it. Totally not that at all. But then also shout out to Alex Filipino Grigio for giving me the actual DVD recently, and so I watched it on DVD last night, and and I was like, oh, it's got Owen Wilson. I was like, oh, okay, so is it gonna be like a Owen Wilson? Is that the right Wilson?
Owen Wilson, you got the right Wilson.
You got the right Wilson, man.
I was like, oh, is this gonna be a fun? I don't know, for whatever reason. Whenever I think of Owen Wilson, I think of Old School. Was it Old School? Wait, no.
Yeah. Well, no,
Wedding
that's
Crashers.
That's Will
Luke.
Ferrell.
That's the other.
Oh, that's and Will Ferrell.
I think
You're right.
Wedding
Yeah,
Crashers for whatever reason. But so I was.
Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn's in that.
Yeah,
Committing tax fraud,
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. So those are my initial thoughts.
Well, you thought it was funny, right? Like you did think it was funny.
Yeah, I did. I did find a lot of parts, funny and entertaining. Yeah.
So, I was gonna wait till the end, but I actually want to start this conversation now, because I think it's really interesting. I was reading about this movie on Reddit, and the movie opens with Bill Murray in a cab going to the train station, and when he gets to the line, he's like, "That's my train," and then he like the next shot is Adrian Brody and Bill Murray running towards the train. Bill Murray misses the train, and Adrian Brody just kind of watches on, and I'm like, okay, I'm assuming they're going to get to Bill Murray later on, like maybe in the halfway point or something like that. And then we don't see him again until the very, very end, when there's that montage where they're showing all their respective people that they're worried about. Like, I think it's like Jason Schwartzman's girlfriend and Adrian Brody's pregnant wife. And then there's a guy in a bookstore, looks like a bookstore, or like I don't know what. And then there's Bill Murray on a train sipping on tea or something. So what I was reading about was people on Reddit saying that Bill Murray is the figment, not the figmentation. I don't know if that's a word. Bill Murray represents their late father.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? Alex, go ahead. Yeah, because I really want to get into this.
That's my theory, because like if you think about it too, that whole scene of Bill Murray running to try to catch that train, right? This is the like the journey there, and if you think about it, Adrian Brody is running next to him, right? Running next to him, and they're both trying to catch that train, right? But Bill Murray isn't able to catch the train, which it kind of represents that he kind of like his passing, right? He was unable to continue on that journey.
Yes.
And Adrian Brody is leaving him behind, and they're looking at him. And if you watch that scene, you're seeing him look back at Bill Murray with this sort of look of like loss.
Yeah.
And they kind of just have to move forward. And if you look at it, they're all carrying their late father's bags, right? And that's kind
yes, yeah.
This is the thing I'm talking like it's kind of that's them carrying the JLW. That's Jack. I can't something. What's his that? Anyways, that's the initials.
Yeah,
and throughout the whole movie, they continuously like are carrying these bags around until the very end when they decide to just let them go. You know,
they were carrying like their father's baggage around, literally
metaphorical baggage.
I love it when symbolism comes together.
It's like their healing journey coming to an end, right? Like when they let go or when they leave.
It's them letting go.
Well, not really today. Like them letting go, not really coming to an end, but yeah.
They're moving forward without having to like knowing that they don't have to carry the baggage.
Acceptance.
You took all the words out of my mouth. I was going to say all exactly that.
Liar.
No, but
I mean,
it's
so.
And the credits.
Go ahead,
it put it mentioned Bill Murray as the businessman.
What the heck was
that? Yeah. No, it did.
Their father was a businessman.
Because here's the thing: if I wrote this movie, which I wish I had, I wouldn't write their dead father, because now you're giving it away to the audience. I'd rather the audience work for it and make it out themselves. So It's like, the businessman, like that's perfect. Like, I mean, and who wrote this? This was written by Schwartzman, by the way, Wes Anderson, and Roman Coppola. Where have we heard that name before?
Yeah.
I guess is he the brother? Is he the son of Francis Ford? Yeah, he is.
Yeah. But if you think about it,
we'll have a research department look into that. Go ahead.
In True Romance, they don't call Elvis Presley. They call him the mentor.
That's a great point. Yeah. What do they call the cowboy in Big Lebowski? What do they call him?
Was it the stranger?
Was it just the stranger?
Yeah, it was the stranger.
It wasn't Wise Guy.
It was a
wise guy.
No, that was in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
He's cooking with wise guys.
This is Schwartzman's first writing credit, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he only has like 5, and 3 of them are with Wes Craven. Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson.
Oh, that'd be interesting collab right there. Even though Wes Craven.
Not Wes Craven. Sorry.
Yeah. So Roman Coppola is the son of Francis Ford and the brother to Sophia, which we've done her movie on here. Which I can't even think of the name of it. Lost in Translation, which also had Bill Murray. Yeah. I really like Jason Schwartzman, by the way. Every time I see him in something, I'm always excited because he's like, I feel like he hasn't been in much lately, but when this era, he was like in everything. He had a show. What was that show that he had with? I can't even think of the name.
Something about death. In the title.
Yeah, it was like he plays like a detective or a private eye or something. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But yeah. I want to say really quick, also, real off topic, but not off topic. We're streaming live, by the way, only right now, unfortunately, just on YouTube and Twitch. And we have some people in the chat. Healing Laughter Power has joined us. He said it's great to see this thing that you were talking about come to be. And I said yes. Well, this is the first time we're going live with it. So thank you for that, and thank you for all the love on Instagram, obviously.
We'll edit in post.
Yeah. There'll be just a lot of beeps when we say your name.
Unmasked.
Not live though.
Yeah, this is like when
It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Remember, here's a pop culture moment I don't think enough people talk about. Remember the Masked Magician show?
Yeah.
On Fox? Remember the Masked Magician? It was a show on Fox.
Oh, yeah,
where
yeah.
A masked magician goes around and shows you all the secrets, all the big magic tricks. And then at the very end, he takes off his mask. He's like, "It is me, so-and-so." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know who you are because I'm only like 12 years old, but that's cool."
I'm fact checking you. He never revealed himself until the series ended.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
You're right. I should have.
He didn't do it after every episode. That made no sense.
Yeah. It was on the last episode. He takes off the mask and he's like, "It is me," and I'm like, "Who are you?" But
it was Vince McMahon, It was me.
It was
It was me all along.
He's
he's
all-
Like
busy
the
running.
nanny.
He's all, it was me.
Vince
You're
McMahon is
fired.
Vince McMahon is Secretary of the Interior right now, so he's busy with that job. No, I'm kidding. But his wife is in charge of the Department of Education, which makes sense, right, Alex? Because like, what's more educational
No, it
than
doesn't.
wrestling?
It doesn't make sense.
What?
More
What do you
educational.
mean? So many young men have been educated by wrestling. So no, I don't know. I'm
Miseducated
talking nonsense.
by.
Yeah, don't listen to me. But anyway, going back to Darjeeling Limited, I have to say what I really liked about this movie to start off. I wanted to be in the movie. I wanted to be on those sets. I wanted to have some sweet lime. Wes Anderson has a knack for building these worlds that are very grounded in reality, but also not. Like, it's almost like being in a real life dollhouse where people are serving you green tea and soup and pupusas, maybe, if this took place in Latin America. I don't know. But that's the beauty of Wes Anderson's movies. And this one feels the most grounded of all, outside of like maybe Rushmore. But what did you guys think about the overall set design and production design of this movie? Justin, you've been a little quiet. Go ahead. You tell us about that. How do you feel about the Wes Anderson aesthetic?
I fucking hate it. I hate Wes Anderson. I hate Wes Anderson movies. They're terrible.
Get outta here.
No, I'm just joking. No. Honestly, I would say I'm not even gonna lie. I think this was actually kind of one of my least favorite Wes Anderson movies.
Interesting.
It was very well made. It was very beautiful, very pastel, very high contrast. But no, I mean, I get it. It was a relatively simple plot line about some brothers, which at the beginning, again, I've never seen this movie before, but at the beginning, you kind of establish over time that these are brothers, obviously, and they're on a trip to kind of like, you know, how do I say? They were not reliving, but they were
You're on a spiritual journey.
on a spiritual journey for their father, or together with their father, and
to honor his death.
yeah,
His
exactly.
life, actually, I should say.
That's not
So it was an interesting
That's not
journey.
why?
Honestly, I kind of wish that they kind of remained on that train a little bit longer throughout the movie. Although I did find it kind of funny that what was the Bengal, what was the train's name? The Bengal something.
The Darjeeling Limited.
No.
Darjeeling
The
Limited.
last train they got on it was
I
like
don't
the
remember.
Bengal Pacer or something like that. I actually liked that transition because they're like, was it their mother that they visited? Was saying, like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a tiger, and then it ended up being like the train at the end that they got on was a Bengal. It was named after a Bengal. I thought that was pretty cool and interesting, but I kind of wish like the entire trip like remained on the train. It felt kind of disjointed for me when they stepped off the train or got kicked off the train. And I wish that they kind of did a little bit more in that sense, but it was a beautiful movie. I wish the comedy was a little bit better. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I was in a mood where I wasn't like entirely like focused on this movie, but the moments that were funny were pretty funny. Other than that, it was like, I don't know, it was a little bit of a miss for me as far as the Wes Anderson stuff goes. I think my favorite movies like the Grand Budapest Hotel and the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Same.
So I'm already like way up there on that.
So let me ask you really quick, because this past weekend, I was testing out the live, which worked, by the way. No. And I mentioned that we were going to talk about this movie, and somebody, I shared that clip. I shared the clip. I'm doing the Donald Trump hands. What the fuck's wrong with me? I shared the clip of me talking about this movie, where I said that Wes Anderson has now become so Wes Anderson-like, it hurts. And somebody on TikTok took that very negatively, which I guess makes sense. But I wasn't saying that in a disparaging way. I was just saying that his style has become more pronounced now that he's developed it more. Whereas back then, when this movie came out, it was less pronounced. So this movie felt more grounded to me than say Grand Budapest, which I love, by the way. I love that movie, but it's more dollhousey than this one. So would you agree with someone like that who said like, oh, well, you just don't like Wes Anderson? Like, do you prefer Wes Anderson style now or back then? I guess is really what I'm asking you.
I prefer Wes Anderson now. I haven't seen Atomic City yet, but also it's like you could say the same. Asteroid, sorry. You could say the same for like Michael Bay movies. Like, has Michael Bay become Michael Bay? It's like, of
early
course,
Michael Bay was great.
Of course,
like
he's Michael Bay. Of course, you can recognize his film style. Of course, you can recognize. You know, and I sometimes I think like it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think like once you develop into your own kind of thing, you know, there is a level of expectation, which also I feel like, and this isn't an attack on Wes Anderson, but I feel like when that expectation is already met, I feel now you have to reach. Wes Anderson now has to reach another level because I go into all these movies knowing like, oh, this is a Wes Anderson movie. I love his movies, but what else am I going to be getting from this besides it's a Wes Anderson looking movie?
I think I get what you're saying. You prefer now that he's developed his signature style. You prefer
it's developed,
that style now,
yes,
because
it is absolutely developed.
That's a totally fair point. And going back to Michael Bay really quick, Armageddon, the first Transformers, and The Rock were fantastic movies. Those are great action movies, you know. Right. But you know, I don't think he's done. I don't know. As good a movies since. But quick point of order, because Justin, you said a mouthful for Arnold, obviously. So
sure.
I'm gonna go to Alex. Alex, you were disagreeing about Justin's point about what this movie is about.
I was disagreeing about both, like a lot of your guys' points.
Well, tell us,
both
because let's get into it.
I feel that I feel that this film is very emotionally complex. Very like there's a lot of metaphor in this. So, and like, I get that you would prefer that it had stayed on the train. However, the train was a metaphor and it was part of a metaphor for that whole journey. Getting kicked off of the train meant like them having to face their trauma, whether or not it was they were going to find a solution. Because if you remember, they get kicked off the train, and that's when they all start being like, well, you know, I'm sorry. They started apologizing to each other, right? And they started apologizing for the things that, you know, they did to each other. And then they almost just go back home and just give up. Because what happened was, this wasn't a journey to honor their father at all. Because they hadn't spoken to each other for a year, as you recall. The brother Francis, Luke Wilson, right? Am I saying that?
Owen?
No, Owen.
Owen.
Oh, yeah.
Owen's like the.
I don't know why we get that wrong. Go ahead.
Anyways, that Owen Wilson, he's the one that organizes this trip, right? He's the one that, kind of like I don't want to say bamboozled his brothers into going. He
bamboozled.
Yeah.
Giving orders for them.
He kind of tricked them
his
into
intentions.
Doing this journey to to reconnect. But really, I wrote it down in my notes. Let me take a look. So he had these like intentions of reconnecting because he himself had become lost, and he felt like very disconnected. And the reason why he says that he just got in a motorcycle accident, but in reality, at the end of the movie, near the end of the movie, he reveals that he tried to kill himself. He reveals that he got those injuries because he didn't want to, be alone anymore, so he died. But he came up with this whole thing to try to reconnect with his brothers and try to help each other out, and that's why he was like always like trying to get them to like almost force trust into them. He's like, always, that's why he was always creating these agreements. Can we agree to do this? Can we agree? Can we make an agree? Can we, throughout the whole film, he was trying to make these agreements, forcing his brothers to kind of create this like false bond. And you realize like when they go see their mother, she does the same stuff too. But she was her whole thing was they've experienced abandonment their whole life, all three brothers, from their mom. And the one person that stuck around was their dad, and yet now they feel abandoned by their father because he's gone now, right?
Did you notice
the one person who was around for them is gone now. The one person that should be around just runs away every chance she gets.
That was the mom's way of like that was like her way of healing, right, or handling grief.
No,
like
she was just holding it. Like she would just it was complete avoidance on her.
Hi, Jordan. My buddy Jordan's in the chat now. Jordan's a good friend of mine out here in Denver. He's a multi-talented. He's a writer. He's a filmmaker. He's an editor. He's a graphic designer. He knows how to make 3D graphics. We should have him do some 3D graphics of us or something. I don't know. No, that'll take.
Well, Jordan, everybody who's watching live, we've hit the 33-minute mark now, almost 34 minutes. Usually about every half hour, that's when we give ourselves a little bit of a break.
No, we don't do this.
And then, if you all want to join me, let's loosen our hips.
All right, guys.
Nobody does this.
Here we go.
All right.
Arnold started doing this the last show.
Who's doing it? No?
I like
nobody.
He's just doing some
It's
stretches.
so much
right,
better.
Arnold?
It's good for your hips.
I'm wearing my Star Wars. This is the only nerd shirt I have, by the way. Here,
right.
I'll stand up just
I'm
because Arnold. I'm not gonna dance though.
There,
I got
there it is.
Oh, you can't see me.
Disappeared.
You blocked it so that way
The
it
Grogu Mandalorian.
blocks the swivel of the hips. Good job on swiveling the hips, Adrian.
Jordan wants to, Jordan hasn't seen Back to the Future, so he wants to be on the show
let's
to talk
do it.
about Back to the Future
do
because
it.
he has not
Let's
seen
do it.
Back
It's a
to
good
the
movie.
Future.
Yeah.
Is that what Jamie
Back to the
Foxx?
Future.
I mean, what's his name?
Michael J. Fox. but
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, well, Jordan hasn't seen Back to the Future, but he is open to being on to discuss that movie because Jordan loves movies like we do. But again, it's that whole it's the title of the show. How have you not seen that movie? How have you not seen Flashdance or I don't know.
Haven't seen
What's another one
Flashdance.
that's I neither have I, but you know what I mean. Like it's these popular movies. Like how have you not seen
Wizard of Oz.
Goodfellas? Like I can't imagine if you haven't seen Goodfellas. That movie is so good,
Fellas.
and it's in the title.
Fellas.
Yeah.
Obvious jokes.
It should
are
be
obvious.
called
You know what? The jokes write themselves on this show, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need writers.
It should be
right?
called
Go ahead.
So
Arnold.
Good, Fellas. So good.
The white Jamie Foxx. Yeah, Michael J. Fox is the white Jamie Foxx. Well, let's see. I guess that's why it's good to be live because we can have these little side tangents.
Yeah.
But yeah, Back to the Future, Goodfellas, Flashdance. What's the one where John Travolta is in high school supposedly, and it's like a musical?
Oh, Grease?
Grease.
Is it? Or
Yeah.
Greasy?
I've never seen
Was
that.
it Grease or
Have you
Greasy?
seen that at all? Yeah.
You ever seen Grease?
It's
No.
have you seen part 2? Extra greasy?
Grease Part 2, the greasening.
The greasening.
Grease part 2.
How you doing, Justin?
Electric Boogaloo.
There was a 13-minute short film called Hotel Chevalier that starred Jason Schwartzman and Natalie Portman that was made at around the same time they were making this movie. She flew out to India to do that. It was released separately and then shown to her as a prelude to Darjeeling. Did anyone here watch that at all?
I've seen it.
Okay, I feel like I heard of it.
There was some...
I've only
good?
seen it once though. I've only seen it once and I could barely remember it.
Remember, Alex, I called you last night because the DVD that you gave me had like some version with Hotel Chevalier, and I had no idea what that...
That's the one.
Yeah,
That's the one.
I that's why I recommended to not watch it because it would probably throw off the conversation.
Yeah.
Like I'd much rather us have an understanding of like the basic movie that we're all trying to watch for the show. So
Right.
that's why I recommended the. I don't want to overwhelm you with like, wait a minute, that wasn't the beginning of the movie.
Hey, maybe when I
Hotel
rewatch it,
Chevalier.
because I have the
you
DVD,
go.
so
Some quick fun facts.
I love that.
They insisted on shooting on a real moving train. Got permission to film on live tracks. The production refurbished the train that they shot in, and they shot on active streets and trains that created unpredictability that the crew embraced. I think that's interesting. It feels like those street scenes where you have all those crowd shots in the background and whatnot, those felt authentic to me, even if they easily could have been just paid extras, right? It felt real. So I really appreciate that aspect of it. Now, Alex, since you're the music man, right? The soundtrack, it has the Kinks,
Numerous
Power Man,
times.
Strangers, The Time Tomorrow, the Rolling Stones. What was your favorite track from this?
The
movie
Kinks
soundtrack?
one, like when they're exiting the hut house, or whatever, to go follow the funeral procession.
Yeah.
This time tomorrow. Is it? I think no. That's not it. That's not.
What was the song towards
But
the end?
it was the song that that they're walking to get to the little tuk tuk. That was my favorite song.
There was a song towards the end, right before they board the train for the last time. They're like, "All right, fellas, ready?" And then they're like, "Yeah." And then you hear the music go, t, 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 t. And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds like a train, basically."
Yeah, but
and
it's
then the
basically
actual
a
music
hi-hat.
kicks in. Yeah, and I was like, "That's so clever." It's just like such a little tiny detail like that.
Well,
I was like,
here's something that like as far as like character development and like something that's very telling of Wes Anderson as a person and like his how he approaches film as in regards to music. So if you watch Jason Schwartzman's character Jack, he's throughout the movie he has that iPod dock with the iPod, and he's like always trying to set the mood with music, right? And it's almost as if he's trying to create a narrative, regardless of whatever is going on. He wants to like, set the mood for when like say Sweet Lime arrives, or set the mood, for even when they're going to bed, and that's somebody pointed that out in a discussion video that I watched that, that's kind of similar to like how Wes Anderson approaches his films. So he's creating these stories, and music is a very poignant, important part of his filmmaking process. So, not to say that he outlines all his films, all his writing to the music, but it does feel like he has certain songs that he wants, specific songs that he wants to play at certain times. And like for instance in his other film Life Aquatic, right, there's
love that movie.
the scene when they're burying Bill Murray, or no, not Bill Murray, sorry, Bill Murray, they're burying
The old guy,
the Luke Wilson.
Owen.
The brother,
that's Owen Wilson's also on that one. Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, he doesn't. Does he?
Oh, wait,
doesn't die in
yeah,
Steve
Owen Wilson.
Zissou?
Yeah, Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson. Yeah, he dies.
Poor Owen.
He dies. Remember?
Wait, does he?
Yeah.
Spoiler.
How am I not? I've seen that movie so many times. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, and then there's that song from the Zombies. It's a. If I try da 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 da.
What?
I can't remember the lyrics.
Why
of the
do you
song,
have
but-
to
No, keep
let
going,
it
keep going, keep
linger?
going.
That one?
No.
No.
It's not that
Oh.
one.
That's a country.
That's the Cranberries, but
Yeah. But yeah, it's a song from the Zombies. But it's like very like specific, and every time I hear that song, I think about that movie. And whenever I see that scene, I instantly already go to like that song, even before it plays. And so that's kind of like what he does, and that's like the same thing with the like Jason Schwartzman's character in Darjeeling Limited. It's kind of like a thing that he's like, trying to create these narratives that character is trying to create this narrative and set the mood, even though he's like not in like that's something that he's in control of.
I like how he had that old school iPod docking station.
Yeah, very old school.
I still have mine.
Wheel.
So I know who my favorite brother is, but I want to ask you guys, between Adrian Brody, Jason Schwartzman, and Owen Wilson, who is your guys' favorite brother of the three? And Donnie, I want to start with you. Who's your favorite brother of the three brothers?
I guess I would be like, if I saw myself as one of the three brothers, which one would I be? Because they all cope with their with their problems differently. I'd probably be like Adrian, so like Peter. That's more like mental. He's like trying to cope with it in his head, and he goes through a lot of mental stuff. That's why you keep seeing that reoccurring theme where like he's using his dad's stuff and just kind of taking it. That would be probably the way I would act.
I like the pettiness of Owen Wilson. Is that Dad's belt? Or is that my belt? Is that Dad's shave?
Yeah.
You should ask before you take. But then he goes and takes their passport without asking them, right? So he does the same exact thing.
Well, you know what's cool about that whole thing, taking the passport, at the very end of the movie, like he Francis offers to give back the passports to the brothers, but the brothers say no, you can
you hang on
to it. And that's just showing that a sign of them being able to trust each other again.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the cool things. That was one of the cool things. What I enjoyed about this film was like and why it always was such an important film to me, and why I think it's one of my top three Wes Anderson films, is because of the brotherly, the commentary on brotherly, the sibling,
the dynamics,
siblings and how sibling dynamics, how they communicate, and that's one of the things too that I wanted to talk about. Like they all have like their traumas and how they're dealing with them, and I found it in my notes, and so Jack is the one that runs away from his problems. After his dad passed away, he ran off to go with his girlfriend in Italy or wherever she was. So, but he's constantly running away. That's why he writes stories to kind of like run away, like create these sort of like new versions of what he had gone through, the traumas he had gone through, right? Francis, he organizes this bogus like spiritual journey only to help him process his father's death. But after unsuccessfully trying to end his own life, he's like his way of doing this is like, but nobody wants to go along. They're going along because like, oh, let's see what Francis wants to do, but Peter, he's like the most angry of the three brothers. He's like every single response, that's why like he also like pilfers all their father's stuff, he's like, they were talking about the sunglasses, right? The sunglasses in Royal Tenenbaums, Richie wears the sunglasses, right, to hide from the world, right? Wears those big gigantic sunglasses to hide from the world. Whereas Peter in this film, he wears those big gigantic prescription sunglasses to distort his view of the world, and he'd rather sit in that pain, getting headaches from the prescription sunglasses. Why is there like background noise? It sounds like
somebody's getting water.
Sorry, Molly's eating now. Sorry, Molly, you're always disturbing. Whether it's you're hacking, eating, you're drinking water.
How's their trichotomy? I thought what it was.
What was it? Her throat.
Throat.
Yeah.
Right, sorry.
Yeah. It sounded like
the throat stuff's been a running theme lately. Go ahead though, Alex.
It sounded like there was a washer machine going on.
It's like a game of throats.
Yeah, but yeah, that's one of those things that is.
Sorry, Game of Thrones. That was good, Arnold. That was good. I get what you're saying.
One of my favorite shows.
I like the Adrian Brody's character. Sorry, Peter. his anger is very relatable, but he's not my favorite brother. My favorite brother, I would have to go with Jason Schwartzman. I feel like I relate to him the most. Going back to that question, but what I want to know is how, in what world would two parents have three kids that look like Adrian Brody, Owen Wilson, and Jason? I could see Adrian Brody and Jason Schwartzman, but Owen Wilson is, blonde haired.
I mean,
Oh wait,
apparently Angelica Houston and Bill Murray. that
that's
created.
I was going to mention. Didn't the mom? She have a very similar nose to Owen Wilson. That was one thing that stood out to me. I was like,
I could see that.
I was like, is that her natural nose, or did they make her nose to make it look like? Oh, that's where Owen got it from.
Nose.
I think they picked actors with prominent noses. All of them have like prominent noses.
Yeah. That's true.
If you look at it that way,
except for
they do look different.
Except for
Bill Murray. Yeah.
His nose is a bit more bulbous. The scene where this movie got real for me was the river scene with the three kids, and the one, spoiler alert, for a 20-year-old movie almost. Yeah. The one kid dies. And then they stay in the village and they go through the whole process of the funeral and all that stuff. Again, what did you guys make of that? Because I was trying to think about like what does this mean with this death?
Again, that's
like,
the importance of the journey of why they got like kicked off of the. Because sometimes like on your journey, you're not in control of what happens, and so they just happened across that incident, right? So like. Had they stayed on that train, they would have never had that ability to go through that healing process, that traumatic experience that they shared together. Because a lot of times, sometimes too, like traumatic experiences can bond people together as well.
Yeah. That's the first time in the movie where they're not thinking about themselves. And you see a turning point. They all come together, and it's for grief, right? And that's a reoccurring theme in Wes Anderson's movies in general, right? He talks a lot about like familial tragedies and griefs.
Yeah, and that's what the whole thing too. That whole like the whole thing, them watching other people grieve a death, seeing the father prepare the son for like to be burned in the funeral pyre, watching the whole village like mourn. They were wailing. Like that's the whole thing. And from what I hear, I think I might like correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how in that world they grieve. Whenever there's some like a death, like the whole village will be like they call it like a wailing. Of like all the women will get together and just wail over the death of whoever in their village.
Yeah. And they treat it like they're all family, right? They're like it's like there's their own child.
Exactly, and it's that sort of external thing that helps them heal, and them being able to witness that. Actually, people like letting them feel these emotions. I think that's the whole thing about grief. Is a lot of times when we feel like grief and loss, we instantly just block ourselves off of it, or we try to like subdue it or sweep it under the rug. Whereas if we actually let ourselves feel grief, we can actually get through it. I think that's another one of the things that why I think I watched it again after our dad died, and it was one of those things where this is why another reason why it's like one of my favorite films is because experiencing that in my life, it's Arnold and I, when our father died, I think we obviously dealt with it different ways. Me being in the home of where my parents live and like where the last like residing place, it was just it was a bit overwhelming at times. I think about it sometimes too. There's like I don't know. Sometimes I'll wake up to like my door opening, and I'm pretty sure it's my mom like checking on me. But it's just one of those things too, like in my head sometimes because it's dark, and she usually turns on the light if she's like going through the hallway by my door, and she like that like the last time it happened there was like no light from when the door opened, and then just shut, and it like kind of freaked me out. And I was like, is that my dad checking in on me? You know, and that was, you know, it's just one of those things where, like, again, like the grieving process, it's, you never fully stop grieving. And like I think back to that, like, what's his name from the Amazing Spider-Man, the second Spider-Man, not Tobey Maguire, but
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. When Andrew Garfield talked about
Garfield.
grief being something that, you know, it's just unshared love, and whenever you start to feel choked up, it's just kind of like that whole thing where it's you feel grateful to feel that, you know, and it's like right now I'm getting choked up about it, like it's because I love my dad, you know, and yeah. And I think that's one of those things where, like, that whole village grieving, letting it out is actually important to start the grieving process.
Listening to you talk about that reminds me of two things. It reminds me of that scene in Midsummer where Florence Pugh's character starts, like, breaking down, and all the women join her and they start crying and being emotional with her. And it's that sort of sense of community, right? Like that you were saying. They're grieving along with her, and that was so interesting. And then it reminds me of that scene in Saving Private Ryan where Giovanni Ribisi's character tells the other guys when they're sleeping in the church, he's like, yeah, sometimes, like, my mom would get home and I'd already be in bed and she would peek through the door and I would pretend to be asleep, and then she would, like, close the door, and that was it. And he's like, I never know. I think he said, like, I never know why I really did that. But anyway, I thought that was just interesting. It reminded me of hearing you talk about that, your dad and all that, reminded me of those two scenes. So something about the quiet moments that really stand out, especially in movies like this. Like, there's keep it in my mic. There's so many quiet moments that, like, really resonate, right? Like when they're having breakfast, like if the mom leaves them a note saying I'm gone or whatever. Did she leave them a note? I don't even remember. I thought she left a note or a message with somebody. And then they have breakfast, and it's kind of a quiet scene. And it's like, are they just all collectively thinking about their mom and just the fact that she's, like, this absentee parent?
What about the scene? I think before that, wasn't the mom in it where I think they just sat there and then they just all, like, looked at each other, but there was, like, no words.
Yeah,
was that, like, the night before?
Before, yeah. The scene I'm talking about happened after the scene you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah.
That was the mom that
she was
prompted
like,
that.
why don't we try expressing ourselves without words or something like that?
Oh yeah.
That was when it came up, that montage that I referred to earlier, where they're all thinking about their respective partners or persons. But who was the guy in the book with the books? It wasn't Bill Murray. There was another old guy who was like, he had, like, books behind him or something. I don't know who that is. I still don't know who that is. Did you guys remember what I'm talking about?
He play the guy that helps what's his name in Royal Tenenbaums when he helps.
He uses a lot of the same characters or same actors.
Yeah. But who was the character?
You know, okay, I remember now. Remember when they went in the train car? They're eating dinner. And there's the three of them, but then there was this fourth guy that was sitting next
just at the table.
Oh yeah, that popped out of nowhere. Yeah, it was that guy.
Oh, was that the same guy in the montage?
Was that him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was it?
That was the one where
I wonder if that's, like, symbolic.
That
might be, like, symbolic for something. I don't know.
Was that that was where Owen Wilson was like, How about one of us have fish and one of you had chicken, one of you had beef, right? Okay, yeah, you're gonna have that.
No,
we're all gonna have soup, right? Okay.
I like how he was micromanaging, like, everything at the beginning. He's like, okay, here's the plan. You're gonna do this.
Just like his mom, though, right? Exactly.
Yeah, I loved at the end where he's like, okay, you're gonna go over here, then we're gonna meet up here, and then they all take turns using the phone, and he's like, who's he talking to? Well, he's probably talking to. Well, who's he talking to? He's probably talking to. Well, who's he talking to? It's like, this movie is like it's so like Seinfeld, like, coded sometimes.
Yeah. And he was like, I thought we agreed not to, like, let him call his ex-girlfriend's answering machine. And
That's right. Let's make another agreement. Let's have an agreement.
Let's have an agreement. Yeah, let's have an agreement. Lots of agreements.
Lots of agreements.
But I wanted to talk about really quick, because Justin had mentioned earlier about, you mentioned about how some parts felt disjointed to me. The only thing that felt disjointed to me and out of place was the scene where they're in, I forget what city where their dad is, and they go get the car and all that.
Oh, New
York.
I don't know how I
I
felt
love
about
that transition. I love that.
Tell me why.
Okay, so they're getting in the. They're doing that. What did you call it, Donald? The panning scene when they're
the lateral, the lateral pan?
movement. Yeah, the lateral pan.
Oh, the lateral
when
pan.
They're like
I think
walking towards. No, you didn't know Arnold, but so they're walking
into
towards
this
the
stuff,
tuk-tuk.
man.
No, you didn't, liar. Anyways,
yeah, go,
so
keep going.
yeah, I will. They get into the back of the tuk-tuk, right? And then they're all sitting in the same positions that they were the year before during the funeral, or when they were about to go to the funeral, in the back of that car. So I thought that was a genius way of doing a flashback. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of times people can, when they do flashbacks, it becomes too heavy-handed, or they just do like they do a fade in or fade out and then a fade in. Whereas like they're at a funeral, they're heading to a funeral in that tuk-tuk, right? In that a year prior, they're headed to a funeral, their dad's funeral. So it's just kind of a juxtaposition of the present where they're at going to this kid's funeral, and then they flash quickly over, they quick cut to them sitting in the back of that car headed to their dad's funeral.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
That
shot.
recontextualizes
cool.
all that for me, because I thought the funeral took place after India, but then I remembered, that's why Owen Wilson doesn't have his face bandaged. That was a
Exactly.
flashback. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
and that was
I didn't catch that.
What, Adrian? Even I knew
I know, and we host a movie podcast. Go ahead, Alex. Sorry.
And it's funny too, because like they get to I can't remember the scene when they cut back from that flashback to the present day funeral at for the kid. They're all also standing in the same place, and they have their, one of them has their arm over the other, one of the other brothers. They're all in the same placement, the same blocking, and so it flashes back, and it's almost like you see how far it was important to show how far they had come in their healing journey, because if you think about it, like it was also good to see, like, as a comparison of them, how solid they were as brothers. Because if you remember when they were trying to get the car, they were pulling out of the garage, and then they had that incident with that truck driver, the tow truck driver, right? And they was like, they're all, get back in the car, and they all like kind of were all bonded in that one moment, and they were all like, don't mess with us, all three of them, and they were all like one.
They're like one
And
unit,
that's
like G unit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone, right? They're rappers, anyways,
The best rappers.
So, and then when you get back to that, now you see them as a solid unit, as brothers again. When they they flash back to the present day funeral. That
makes so much more sense, because for some reason I thought that the car garage scene was into the future, not the past.
No.
Now that recontextualizes all.
And that's why they found their dad's luggage in the backseat of the trunk.
Yeah.
Of their.
They're like, oh, there's another piece.
Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, okay, that makes. I see. I don't know how I missed this stuff, right? And I call myself a writer, just for fun. Arnold and Alex, you guys have a third brother, Donald.
Donnie.
Donnie Callego. God damn, I'll get it one day. Between the three of you, who is Peter, who is Francis, and who is Jack? Alex, I'll let you. Actually, no, Arnold, you answer the question. Who do you see yourself as in that dynamic?
When you first asked that question, or like, who was your favorite character? I started thinking about, for me, I like who I related myself to, and just from like height wise, I'm Jack. And so
no, okay, but
and so, if we go
would
by,
Donnie be Francis?
What's that?
Does your brother Donnie, did he ever micromanage you guys? Did he ever try to like get you to form packs and stuff, or would he be the Owen Wilson character?
Yeah, I think
in this situation?
no, I think that's right. I think I'm the angry one. I think I'm Peter.
I think you're no, and I'll say that disparagingly, Alex. I love you, but you were very Peter coded.
Yeah, I am. And I think Donnie is Francis.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I would agree.
Owen Wilson's character, yes.
Well, because height wise, because Donnie is taller than you, right, Alex? So then Donnie would be Peter. But
but we're not talking height wise. We're talking
because I'm just a very superficial person. That's why. I lack very much depth, and so that's why my reviews.
You're not the only one.
That's why my reviews are so like dull. You asked me, it was really good.
You lack depth mentally and physically.
What?
No. I like your
kidding.
reviews,
I'm kidding,
Arnold.
Arnold.
Actually,
I'm kidding.
I didn't hear
like
you,
your
Alex.
reviews.
You're a very
Anyways.
deep person, Arnold.
Huh?
He's messing with
I
you.
love you. I love you, Arnold.
This is good stuff right here. This is good stuff. This is what the 4 people who are watching this stream tune in for. Right? This is the kind of.
Hey, did you guys know that their roommates previously in college, Wilson and Anderson? Did you guys know that?
I read about that.
Oh, yeah.
I read about that too. I didn't know that, but I was like, oh, it makes a lot of sense.
I knew that.
Yeah. You didn't know
Arnold
that?
knows everything.
I mean, that's why they made Bottle Rocket.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's the last Wes Anderson movie I need to see to be able to say I've seen all of his movies.
Oh,
By the way,
you've seen all of them?
Wes Anderson is a true auteur,
I haven't seen Bottle Rocket either.
director, right? And here's the thing: Fantastic Mr. Fox and Island of Dogs are 2 great movies. Like if he just did animated movies, I would be totally okay with that because he's so good at it.
I've never seen any of his animated movies.
Oh, you should watch Isle of Dogs first.
Yeah, watch Isle of
'cause
Dogs.
It's good, but Fantastic Mr. Fox is better. So watch Isle of Dogs first, and then Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
And then-
I don't know
and
why
you'll
it's
see.
never like appealed to me. I was like, I don't.
I know it's weird, right? Because they're I think they're stop motion or claymation or whatever.
Yeah, they're claymation.
But they're really good.
Yeah.
No, I think you like Isle of Fox, of Dogs, Isle of Dogs, Isle of.
Well, All Dogs Go to Heaven is another. Air Bud 2. Classic.
Yeah. Those are good.
Land Before Time.
Good dog movies.
Land Before, not Land.
I thought we were talking about dog movies, like Beethoven.
Just random movies. Sorry.
Marley
Have you
and
seen
Me,
that-
which I believe had Owen Wilson.
Oh man.
Have you seen that awesome Arnold? Have you seen that awesome Wes Anderson film Karate Kid Part 3?
That one. I
No,
did, like,
Alex, it was Karate Kid Squared or Karate.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Kind of like Alien 3's Alien Squared. Never mind, it doesn't matter.
that one actually didn't see. Maybe to do another Wes Anderson movie, we should. What do you guys think?
I am always for Wes Anderson movies.
Hey, you know what would be a good complementary film to this is the Royal Tenenbaums. There's a lot of scenes. I didn't catch this the first time I watched it, but now as I rewatched it, I recall a lot of scenes that look just like the Royal Tenenbaums. The bathroom one in particular stands out to me, but I know there's other ones.
There's another film that I was gonna recommend too as a complimentary film, and it's not a Wes Anderson film.
What's
it's
that?
a more recent film, His Three Daughters. That was a really good one.
I haven't
It's about
seen that.
it's about like 3 sisters.
That's a Wes
who
Anderson?
No,
it's not a Wes
it's not a Wes Anderson film. But
It's not.
it would be a great. It's about the sibling rivalry, how they communicate, like the different personalities, and how they all relate to their father.
Are they hot? Who said that?
They're all easy on the eyes. Yes, Arnold.
Yes, they are.
No, I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Good stuff,
Yeah,
guys.
no,
I feel like. Go ahead.
It's a good one to watch. It's a good. I was just saying it's a good one to watch.
We need to start. This is what we gotta do: is start a letterboxed list. You know what I mean? Of movies to watch. Jordan Chat
Yeah,
says
the-
Phoenician Scheme. I have not seen Phoenician Scheme yet.
Finishing scheme.
Phoenician Scheme by Wes
I
Anderson.
had free tickets to
Oh.
that and I missed it.
I
haven't
saw
seen that
French
either.
Dispatch. I liked it. I didn't really like Asteroid City.
What was the movie called? Finishing Kings?
No.
The Phoenician
Finishing-
Scheme.
Phoenician Scheme.
Finishing
Arnold.
Kinks.
The
Finishing
Finishing
Kinks.
Oh.
The Kinks also do the soundtrack to that. But I think we've reached that time, fellas. I think it's about that time where we do our final thoughts and where can people find us and all that good stuff. Because we went a little long on the tooth because technical issues and all that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, now we're at another 30-minute block, so don't mind me.
The nice thing about Riverside is that it cuts out all the Here we go. We got to stop for this, unfortunately. Oh, wow. Look at you, Arnold. I think we're going to have to blur this, Arnold, if I'm being honest with you.
Hey, Arnold, we might get kicked off of YouTube for this.
I think that's why we got pre-banned from TikTok and Facebook because they knew you were going to do that dance.
Yeah,
so.
good work, Arnold.
We're simply
Thanks a lot.
doing, it's for our health. We're sitting too long. We as a culture, we sit too long. And it's...
You're not wrong about that.
You got to stand up at least.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about
I'm standing up to the fact that you keep doing this and we're going to get kicked off of YouTube.
Well, then you just stand up. You don't have to swivel your hips.
Jordan says, my eyes. My eyes, Jordan says in the chat. Hey, we got 7 viewers. Okay, right when we're about to wrap up, we got 7 viewers right at the end. That's okay, though. Yeah, we're going to wrap up. We're going to do our final thoughts. Justin, let's start with you. How you looking, how you sounding, how you feeling, man? What's the vibe like? I don't know why I'm saying any of that. Go ahead.
I didn't get to say anything this episode, so I'm just going to
sorry.
give you my review.
By all means.
I honestly think this is my least favorite Wes Anderson movie. I understand all your guys' points with the film, but that doesn't take away that I just had a hard time watching it and keeping up with it. I probably won't go back watching this movie again. And as much as I understand the plot points, the theming and everything, it is a very beautiful, well done movie. Quite frankly, out of everything, I think Jason Schwartzman stole the show. I think he's the best character in this movie. I think he deserves the limelight for this film for sure because he held it on his back. But other than that, it's a typical Wes Anderson movie. Although it does show that he hasn't really perfected his craft just yet. Although it's there, you can see it starting to be a Wes Anderson, stylized, very pastel type of movie. But other than that, I just didn't enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed his other films. And I would much rather go watch other Wes Anderson movies like Life Aquatic and Grand Budapest, Mr. Fox, and all the rest. But I haven't seen that newest one that he came out with yet. So I still look for it on, I still plan on watching that one. But other than that, I really don't have much else to say about this movie. So I'm going to give it a respective 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. You can follow me, GhostNerd88, or you can follow my personal profile if you want, which is still Shibs the Zombie. Other than that, that's it.
Swamp leeches. Everyone check for swamp leeches. I'm the only one? What's the deal? I love that part from Life Aquatic. Bill Murray's so good. You're right, Donnie. He is the best actor ever. I don't care what anybody says. Bill Murray is great. That movie, everything he touches, and figuratively speaking, of course. Thank you for that, Justin. I appreciate that. And actually, Donnie, since I'm talking to you, tell us what are your final thoughts on Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah, this isn't my favorite film that he did, but it definitely resonated with me. Again, probably because of the time that I discovered it, and I started, I guess, recognizing his unique signature for movies, right? And so for me, it holds a special place for me, I guess. So I give it a 4. I like it. I've watched it twice. This is only the second time I've watched it, but I would watch it again. And I would recommend it. And yeah, that's it. _ Donnie Appleseed on Instagram. If you want to follow my photography, it's 125 Photography also on Instagram. And then my letterbox is Donnie Appleseed, no underscore in the beginning. That's it.
Nice. Thank you for that, Donnie. All right. There's some wild comments going on in the chat that I won't say on the show, but it's some funny stuff. Healing Laughter Power. You are a funny guy, even if I don't know what you're talking about, but that's okay. Alex, yeah, let's go to you next. So what are your final thoughts? And where can people find you?
This is, like I said, one of out of the top 3. I'd say between, actually top 5, it would probably land 2 or 3 for me. My top Wes Anderson film is Life Aquatic. that's another one that's kind of like deals with grief and loss and everything like that. But I think it's kind of one of those things where um, I think with the Darjeeling Limited, it's the most grounded work of his. It's the most personal, I would say. It it's the most, it feels the most human. Uh, it, the characters in there are very relatable to. I think when I first watched this film, I was dealing with my own loss of like in as a relationship, and kind of like going back and kind of trying to see how it related to my relationship with my family, and how that kind of affected my own relationships in my personal life. But as I got older, uh, I saw, and obviously with the passing of our father, I got to understand it better as far as a piece regarding grief and loss, and how um, the importance of our relationships with our family are, that we still have. you know I know we have, there's certain people who do have kind of these broken relationships, and they're trying to, I don't know if they're trying to, but they've had in the past like tried to mend fences, and it's not something. And that's kind of part of it too, the whole idea of trying to resolve that thing with their mother. It's very relatable in the sense of like people who have tried to work things out with people that they haven't had the best relationships with, and how they've decided to be able to move forward because they tried. They tried, and you don't have to stop trying, but at the same time you don't have to revolve your life around it. um, but at the same time, the relationships that do matter, and the matters that the relationships that do matter are the ones that you could trust, like the relationships with your friends, your brothers, your siblings. And that's what, I look at it now, and with my relationships with my own brothers. I it's funny, like my mom, I know she's been having a difficult time with the passing of our dad, and she still does. Even though she doesn't talk about it, I know she does. And and that kind of translates into that sort of distance sometimes. And it's hard to, like, you know get her back down. Sometimes you just kind of have to let her run that course. But at the same time, you try to stay with them and create those connections. And sometimes, like, even with your just having your brothers around to be a part of that kind of helps with that, like, difficulty of them struggling, because that kind of ends up in your lap as well. So that's kind of, again, the importance of sibling communication. And I think that's why it means so much to me, this film. And the symbolism of this whole journey that they go on, and how, like, you can't control the journey, and you can't also just want to stay on board that same journey. Sometimes you just gotta, like, okay, well, I got kicked off. Let's do this. I and sometimes I feel like me getting kicked off my journey was getting divorced, or like relationships not working out or whatever. And that's kind of, that's beyond my control. But you just go with it. And again, my brothers and my friends were were there for me, and they helped me along. and other family members as well. So, yeah, I really love this movie again. I rate this a 4 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd, and you could find me on social media at Daily Dares. Also,
thank you
look
for
for my Depop Collectible Galaxy.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for sharing that, Alex. Seriously, I know it's you don't always have a chance to talk about this stuff openly, right? So I think it's good that this can be a good platform to be open about that sort of thing, right? So I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, right? Loss through death, divorce, what have you. So this is a good safe space to talk about those things. So I do appreciate that, and
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you for that. And all right, Arnold. Well, we're gonna end with you, Arnold, as we always do, and obviously
Not quite.
give us your raw thoughts, final thoughts, and then what comes after that. But I'll let you go ahead.
So, Alex, I remember a while back you had mentioned you had mentioned this movie, and that I think you had mentioned something about because it was like three brothers, and I could kind of there's got to be something to it that relates, the three brothers. Hey, we're like us. 1, 2, 3. We're three brothers too. And I know your style of movies, and that there's a lot of really depth of meaning of things, and I'm glad that you guys all get to talk about it, and I got to listen and learn of all the different symbolism of things and everything. But back to Justin, we mentioned about Jack, how not only did he really carry a lot of the movie, the weight in the movie, but hey man, he was the one guy.
The emotional burden.
He was the one who scored, right? With what's her name, Priya or something?
Oh, she is beautiful. Rita.
Rita. Priya is somebody else. Never mind.
I know that reference.
No, I think I heard it wrong.
Rita. Her name is Rita.
Well, Rita.
Because my former boss's name was Rita.
I made you out of clay. I don't know. We're gonna cut all this.
Anywho.
I'm just kidding, Arnold.
I did think it was a really good movie, very entertaining. I loved the I thought that was hilarious. He's like, he saw that cobra and he's like, how much you want for that? What an idiot. He's all carrying the box around. The cobra has got the poison symbol on it, and that was hilarious. He's like, he wakes up and he's like, it's missing. The box is empty. I would be so scared. I wouldn't even buy a cobra. I hate snakes, man. I'm fascinated by them. Did any of you guys used to watch Crocodile Hunter with Steve Irwin? And,
going in,
Crocky, we've got to spit her. We've got to spit to let me put the black glasses.
Snake in the world.
Oh, she's a beaut. Yeah. She's a beaut.
She's a beaut. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. And that was the first time I ever seen a mamba. But he caught a green mamba, a very intelligent snake. But we all know that I'm a fan of the Lakers, and the black mamba, Kobe. So when they brought that out, I don't know how I got to that. It's because they had a snake, a cobra in the movie.
You're gonna edit this episode, Arnold. I hope you know that.
Because of your brain.
It runs. Even though I had those two pupusas, one was a pork and the other was a jalapeno with cheese.
Like that big. That was a big pupusa.
Yeah, I am really full. Like my stomach.
Pupusa, these nuts.
Shouts to that shirt from Donald. Who made
you had coleslaw
made these shirts?
With it, I saw.
Oh no!
I saw you had a big bowl of coleslaw.
It's a traditional cabbage salad that goes along with it.
I hate cabbage.
It's really good. It's really delicious, especially if you toss it. You toss the salad and you put it on top of the pupusa. Especially the one with the cheese. The cheese pupusa. Where you put the tossed salad. You spice it up with a little bit out of that hot sauce, which I still got a little bit here to like. Oh, if I tip it, I just have the hot sauce here to sip on.
So, what were your final thoughts again on the movie?
Oh.
Jeez.
Okay, yeah. So I got a little caught up with that. I didn't really have any. I thought it was a really good movie. Somewhat high rewatchability.
Yeah.
And on my Letterboxd, which you can find me at Arnie Collego on Letterboxd. I'm Arnie Collego everywhere. I would give this. I think this is probably like the third or fourth 3.5 out of 5 rating of a movie.
That's not bad.
That I give it. I feel like if it's anything other than I don't know, it didn't. It was entertaining, but it didn't like get me like Fast and the Furious or something, or like Home Alone.
Did it need more explosions for you, Arnold?
I'd say so.
To wake you up, maybe.
I'd say so. Oh, which is a good segue. My Z rating.
Wait! No, we gotta introduce it.
Yeah,
this is my favorite part of the show. This is a segment we're calling Arnold Snooze-o-meter. Din 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 din. I'll dub it in later. All right, Arnold, tell us. Drum roll, please. What is your snooze-o-meter? Why am I editing this live? Go ahead, Arnold. What's your snooze-o-meter score?
I didn't fall asleep. I called Alex around 9:16 last night, asking him which version should I watch. It was the Hotel Chevalier or just the regular one. So I started there. I didn't even look, but then I got kind of like stoked when I was like stoked. I got I was like pretty chuffed when I saw that it was a 91-minute long movie. So I was like, hey, all right, I can do this. All right. And then the one part where we were talking about it, where like the funeral when they were invited to the funeral, and then it cuts to the past, Adrian. And
thanks for clarifying.
It was like that one little part where all of a sudden, maybe it's because they're wearing black, all of a sudden my eyes started to get heavy, and then my wife, she's like, "Did you fall asleep right there?" And I was like, no, I didn't. But I actually did for a little bit, and I thought it was longer, but that it actually was. But it was like one of those like times that you doze and you're like, what was it? I felt like it was 20 minutes, but then it was actually like 90 seconds. And that's kind of actually like what it was. So, but after I finished the movie, I rewinded back to that part and we rewatched it, and then it actually made more sense. But I would give it a quarter or half a Z, like somewhere in between there. Like a 0.4 Z.
I like it. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adrian, did you tell us what you thought about the film? I don't think you shared.
I was waiting for Arnold to segue to me, because he always likes to he always likes to do a point of order and segue to me.
Oh yeah, and I apologize because I was really I see that we're hitting the hour and 30-minute mark.
It's okay.
How every 30 minutes.
This will all be edited out. Don't worry.
So
no, I'm kidding.
So that's all I got. You can find me Arnie Collego everywhere. When I'm doing my normal thing, whether it's just living life or putting on my chef boy Arnie hat, doing that stuff. I'll be posting more of that. But yeah, you can catch me on there. But let's swing it over to you, Adrian.
Well, thank you, Arnold. How generously appropriate of you to do that.
Just stretching my hips.
I love this movie. I'm going to just share my Letterboxd review. That's what I'm going to do from now on, verbatim. This is what I wrote, and this is how I feel. In 2007, Wes Anderson gave us the Darjeeling Limited. The film follows three brothers as they embark on a spiritual journey through India in honor of their late father. At least that's what I thought in the beginning. When I wrote this, I should say. They board the eponymous train, and along the way they begin to reconcile with themselves and each other. It has all the hallmarks of a Wes Anderson film. Slick camera work, pastel-colored set pieces, quirky banter, but most importantly, heart. I found myself completely immersed in the vibrant, meticulously crafted world Wes Anderson created. Every scene felt like stepping into a living painting. And even the small details, like imagining a sweet lime drink in the sweltering heat, made the experience feel tangible and refreshing. At its core, the story is about family. Vin Diesel is always right about that, Arnold. And healing. And I loved the ending where the brothers finally shed the weight of their traumatic baggage and seem ready to move forward. It's poignant, offbeat, and full of the kind of warmth that lingers long after the credits roll. Now that's why I give this film a 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd, which you can find me on Letterboxd at Boots Too Big. You can find the show everywhere else at Never Seen It Podcast. And before we go, actually, I wanted to introduce a quick news segment. I'm calling this the Comments of Love, because people sometimes leave us comments, as you do, on social media posts. So someone left a comment for me specifically on my recent review of the Kevin Costner epic Horizon and American Saga Chapter 1.
Which platform?
This person.
Which platform?
On Facebook. And I won't say the name, by the way. I'm going to be very gentle. I'm going to be a gentleman about this. I'm not going to say the name, but this is a comment of love.
Well, we can go back and check on Facebook and do our own
We'll
research.
call her Karen. Karen says, "Wow, what an ugly-looking goon. Ignorance personified. Obviously has a stick of jealousy stuck in his craw. Class A jerk." And then she goes on to say, those of us who love American history loved it. The more you watch it, the more you discover the film you hadn't noticed. Shut your ignorant pie hole, all in caps. Your opinion was worthless. He is not only a great actor, but an awesome director / mentor / teacher, writer, musician, singer. And to top it off, at 70, he is still a hunk. Very personable, handsome, debonair. I wish I was making this up, by the way. Masculine, ChatGPT could never. Masculine guy
Kevin
whose
Costner's
personality,
PR
smile, and laughter is a delight to the average normal woman. What have you got going for your ignorant, unattractive, boring self, big mouth? What a jackass. So there you go. Comments of love.
That was from Kevin Costner's throwaway page.
I never said Kevin Costner was untalented, by the way. I never said that.
She poured her whole heart and soul into that.
That movie was so bad that the other two, that one of them was finished, they won't release.
Are you trying to get a comment of love too? Because that's how you get a comment of love, Justin.
Comment on me, because I'm so beautiful.
Anyway, guys, that's the comments of love.
Oh, guys, can I share one thing?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, sorry, Alex, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go.
Well,
go ahead.
I mean, we're talking about like brothers and family and death and stuff like that, and this has actually been sitting on my keyboard the entire time because I found some like old photos of my past, and I feel like it's a little bit fitting, so I'd share with the world. This is a photo of me, my brother, and my dad who passed. If y'all can see.
Yeah.
And
that's
this
your
is
dad in the middle.
And this is when we went to visit him with supervised visitations.
Where was that at? Where was that taken?
I want to say I was like 9 or 10 in this photo, probably.
Wow. Send me a digital scan of that, by the way, so I can drop it in the episode, if you don't mind.
Definitely, I will try.
Nice. Well, hey, look, we've all shared a lot of stuff tonight, mostly Alex and Justin. Go ahead.
One thing I wanted to say too is when it comes to, I was listening to this podcast called Modern Love, and it kind of reminded me of this whole of his 3 daughters, because one of the actresses was on that show being interviewed, and then I also thought of Darjeeling Limited, obviously. But the main thing was what I thought about like this film was how familial relationships, a lot of our communication, a lot of times we are there and trying to anticipate what other people are saying, and that's why a lot of communication fails in our relationships. Where we're like, when we're younger, we understand to listen, but as we get older, we learn about each other, or we create these ideas of who these people are. So we're anticipating what we think they're gonna say rather than actually truly listening. And I think that's one of those things that you see in this film. You start to see them start to truly listen to each other. And I think that was a kind of an important thing that I think that we could all take away from this film. And I think,
Thank you. Yeah, no. Lots of good stuff. I'm gonna rewatch. Yeah, one thing I want to say really quick. This has a high rewatch value for me. I need to watch this again. So that's the show. Follow us, guys. We're everywhere. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook, X. Visit our website that we take so much time to craft. RepresentatedPodcast.com. Actually, Anthony did that for us. Our former friend of the show and host, Anthony, did the website for us. Shout out to Anthony. Email us. New married man. Oh yeah, congratulations. Anthony recently got married to his lovely wife, Francesca. I feel bad that I don't know her name. I should point Fernanda. That's her name. Shout out to Anthony for his newfound marriage. Email us, podcast.neverseenit@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to us, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts from. If you like the show, share it, leave us a review. Have we seen how that goes? Big thanks to Mr. Kyle Mapson of Burn Cycle for our intro music and our outro music. You can follow Kyle, Instagram, selfies_food_and_pets. Thanks for listening. Any final thoughts from the gentleman? Anyway. 2 NSIP shirts. What are you wearing, Donnie? I got Star Wars on tonight. What do you got?
I got it's an artist. His name is Ten Hun. Definitely 1000. Definitely check him out on social medias. He likes to support like local all art actually.
Heck yeah.
He does a lot of
Anna Monoguchi, who you guys saw recently.
Nice. Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that was a fun show.
Is that Wizard of Oz from the Sphere?
Yeah.
I want to see that so bad, even though I never seen the movie Wizard of Oz.
All right. Well, hey, post show. So shout out to the people that tuned in. I don't know why Facebook and TikTok couldn't freaking work tonight, but we're gonna get that ironed out. So anyway, thanks to everybody who participated in the chat. That was fun. So appreciate that.